sort of like least about the culture wars is that we all seem to be developing this sort of new sensibility and awareness that something that would seem actually perfectly innocuous suddenly becomes a new front in the culture wars. And it's just forming. Maybe it doesn't come to anything, but the idea of working from home feels like there's a bit of a sort going on. You're either on one side or the other. I know there's a lot of sort of intermingling. What's your impression from your side of the Atlantic? Is it a new front?
I think when you have an ideology that cannot convince people on the merits, if you say a man can have children, well, people just laugh at you. So what do you have to do? You have to have that wedge. You have to have that object that can be used to segregate you into a more tribal environment, because you can't win politically or culturally on the merits of the case. Everybody who's watching your show, even if they're a left-winger, they know that if you don't have a uterus, you're not having babies. But they've made it something you're not allowed to say in public because you have to have the membership of the herd. So, yes, I think you're right. This is artificially generated. I remember as a kid growing up in West London, you know, I was living in Ealing. My mates were Pakistani, Polish. There was one kid out of 600 who could actually prove he was English, and the bus driver was a Jamaican. What was, with a thick Jamaican accent? What linked all of us? We were all British. We didn't have these issues. Somebody has to come along and inject it into society. For what purposes? For the purposes of power and winning elections and blackmailing corporations. It's very simple.